Callison, right?
Yeah.
Should I double check that?
I mean, you can.
I just wanted to make sure. I don't know. Is it going?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Bill and this is Trying to Stand, where I try new things in pop culture because I've been living under a rock. I've been doing a lot of videos about Steven Universe. Steven Universe Future is coming back this week for its conclusion. I've been getting a lot of requests to listen to Zach Callison's music. Zach Callison voices Steven, but he's so much more than that. And he has an EP, Picture Perfect Hollywood Heartbreak. I wanted to check it out, and a lot of people were suggesting it in the comments, so thank you guys for your suggestions. Since it's a fast EP, it's only a handful of tracks. I'm just gonna knock it all out. EPs are easy for me because they're almost the same length as a regular episode anyway, as opposed to 25 track albums. We'll get there. We're gonna start with Phantom Love. My Phantom Love. I have to, I'm sorry.
Love never dies.
Stupid love. I win. Okay, I could tell from the picture this was gonna be possibly upsetting, but this is a somber start. Ooh, sir. Oh, okay, our feelings are expanding. Ooh, I'm worried about the lyrics, but I'm loving your voice. Damn, sir. Ooh, and that haunting high note at the end really kind of puts you on path with his emotions. That like angsty kind of churn starts to hit. It feels a little bit more rock, a little bit more punk. The whole rap portion towards that last chunk, it's interesting because you can kind of feel the mindset start to shift, where first it's like this processing shock and disbelief, and then starting to kind of like the lyrics kind of start getting a little more hurt or grounded. It's more reactive. Subsequently, the music also starts to get more reactive too. We start to feel a little bit more venom, a little bit going from that disbelief to passive aggressive loss of color, and like you're kind of stuck in this like bewilderment kind of a feeling, and then it starts to lash out, break down what really happened. Like you can feel the processing of the situation. The song starts to focus in, and then by the end of the song we really start to feel, not only did this break up, this heartache, not only does this suck, but like realizing that the point of view of the song, the person singing this, the emotion coming through, realizing that they were wronged as well. Letting that kind of sink in as the song starts to shift gears, kind of where the emotion of the character starts to go as well. I really liked that, and I already love his voice. It's just interesting to get to hear him in this kind of setting, and I really like it, and I feel like it felt like he got to play around with his range a lot, but he wasn't focusing one channel, like it wasn't trying to, you know, hold a character or stay in more of that nasal passage forward pop show kind of vibe. It was just nice to hear him kind of utilize more of his instrument. And I really liked that. It really had the feeling of an emotion sinking in. It's a great way to start an emotions-driven story like this. I don't know if this is a song, but next we have Interlude 1, Franticity. I almost said Scrantonicity. Interlude 1. Hello?
I heard he got fired from that cartoon he does.
Ew, don't say that! That was jarringly meta. Ooh! Ah! Oh my god! Ah, Ew, oh, there's something weird about hearing his voice and then implying that he did cocaine. I'm trying to respect separating artist from project, but Steven, no! Please don't do cocaine. That weird meta line about being fired from a cartoon, you take that back right now, madam. There's something about such an emotionally charged musical response like that. Like you feel it. And I think too, kind of playing into, you know, someone like me who, you know, especially that cartoon line, like it's kind of a dig at the fandom or his fans, and it kind of starts to already elicit that response from you right as he's about to lose his mind at all the gossip. I can't hear his voice and cocaine. I can't. I'm sorry, that's so jarring. It's just ice cream sandwiches, it's fine. Drugs are bad. That was kind of jarring. Damn, like I love how it kind of played with your emotional response like that. Like it kind of started to rile you up. So that way you're kind of matching a little bit of the same energy as Zach. At least you made it enjoyable. At least you gave me something to ooh and ah at. And next we have She Don't Know. Please, Zach, don't sing too much about the cocaine. It's gonna weird me out. Ooh. She don't know. Ooh, that was nice. Cocaine and cigarettes. No, Zach! Ooh, okay. Fucked up on my bedroom. Ah! He said a curse! He said a swear! I hope it does! Ooh. I'm going through so much. But I still protest! Ooh, sir. Ooh, sir. God, okay. It took me a couple of tries to get over it. Really wasn't expecting to ever hear his voice say words like the word or cocaine or bedroom, but here we are. Wow, that one really felt like it belongs in like a bit of like a rock opera, because it's still a lot of heartbreak, but it feels like this is the more like reminiscent regret kind of a part of it. It leaves itself still kind of open-ended. It feels like it belongs in the middle of musical storyline. There was this moment where we're getting both some acoustic guitar as well as electric and distorted, and I don't know, there's something about it where I kind of like how it felt like even the music was kind of shifting in and out of sobriety while he's talking about his own demons with substance abuse, or even comparing this relationship to drugs, like an internal conflict. Like I felt like something was getting pushed through the music system as well. I hope this isn't autobiographical. That would really break my eternal soul. But I feel like the character in this moment is starting to replace and compare love with substances. Like you're starting to force yourself to go to an actual bottom because you feel like you've hit bottom. I do applaud both the music and the vocal work for not making it sound like this is an exciting or good choice, like really hammering home that like this person's in a state of weakness. It didn't feel like the comparison was unwarranted. Like it almost sounded like at times being almost disappointed or disgusted with yourself or the situation. Like it's not even like, I just want to hold you again, so instead I'm gonna do drugs. It's like, drugs aren't good enough. It's not like loving you, but then also I wish I had the steady hands holding you. Like I wish that not only was I with you, but also I don't want you to see me like this anyway, so also I wish I was with you and I wasn't doing this. It's talking about leaning on substances when you've hit a low. You feel like you're at a bottom, but you're actually bringing yourself lower to a bottom. Next we have Interlude 2. 8-ball powder on the floor and I'm staring at this. Ooh. Christy only knows. Ooh, we're getting sad and sexy. I'm liking this vibe. And my shadow, he's holding a gun with that took a dark turn real fast. I feel like the character's starting to kind of spiral even more. A drunk kind of like saucy kind of slushed kind of vibe. Like you're just kind of tossing around your thoughts. Like it felt slurred. That's what I was thinking of. Very molasses based with our musical textures. Jazzy, I do like jazzy. But oof, like that ending sentiment there, that transition into the thought of losing control and your shadow holding a gun with hands you once had, that worries me. But why does his voice sound so sexy when he's sad? Like that was also very smoky and rich and thick with 2 C's. I liked it, but I'm worried about where this is going next. Oh good, and the next song's called Nightmare. Lovely. Nightmare. Okay, so Halsey's here. I'm just nervous because that last song was really dark.
He hasn't been himself for quite a while. He won't crack a smile. Prosecutor at his own trial.
Oh
The only problem with diplomacy is the more he lies about happiness, the more lonely he gets.
That solo sounds tragic as shit too. Okay, whoever's doing that, you get an A.
So I say to you, who? Why don't you tell me?
Holy crap. That was not the turn I was expecting. So far this EP's been like all over the place with its tracks and its sounds. That was spoken word set to music. That gave me like hard, respectful, like 21 Pilots vibes. I loved that, both as a message and warning and caution for those who might be feeling these ways, but also it just felt so, whether it's character or autobiographical, it just felt so self-examining and reflective, but like outside in, like a second person point of view. That was nuts. Like even down to just like musically how that was handled. Like the thought keeps growing and growing, and at first it almost felt like a fester, but then I realized it was increasing in volume, like it was starting to be understood, and the expression started to get more clear with that understanding. It's just so self-aware of the emotions and pains being experienced, and it felt like the music started to develop and grow along with the thought. It felt like it really went from finding ways to kick yourself while you're down to start slowly rise. More addressing the self-doubt or the self-deprecation. Like, he's incensed by his own dense defense of the friends that pretend to care at his expense until he's dispensed, but that's just his 2 cents. In case you were on the fence, he perceives his friends don't have his best interest at heart and will abandon him as soon as they have no more value in him. He perceives that. That's just his thoughts. That's not his reality. Instantly, like, he starts to write poetry, let your face get exhausted, let it out, express yourself, write it down, emote, letting yourself finally take it in and feel. Express yourself, like start to feel it, even if it's just by yourself at first before the next steps forward. Cleaning all that gunk out. Boy versus brain right here. Boy versus brain. White noise versus the sane. Yeah, it's all about fighting and pushing back against those thoughts in your mind. Coming to terms with what's happened, processing how you're feeling, not let it mold and sculpt you, but start to mold and sculpt it. Come to terms with it, see it as this thing in front of you and not as you. I really liked that. This is the revelation. This is the moment like the gears start to turn and the pieces start to finally fit and you start to understand and start to progress. And it felt like it really like brings you into that moment when all of it's starting to finally be understood and realizing like you're only hurting yourself when you lie about being okay, warping your friendships and other relationships into something negative. Like all that does is hurt you. Let yourself feel how you're actually feeling, acknowledge what you're doing and start to recognize it and start to take those steps forward, start to get help. And the first step is admitting it to yourself. And I feel like this song places you in that moment where it's like someone admitting to themselves the things they need to work on, the things that they do to themselves that hinder their growth, their happiness. It's very well done too. And I don't know, I really love the idea too of like I like that it's coming out as a tangent and he has someone there so he's not like 100% alone. You know, his support system kind of being there to help him through it. I loved that. That gave me chills. Next we have Interlude 3, the best interlude, because 3 is a magic number. Second thoughts.
Bleeding on the needle and he's weeping in the street. To gain with these hands he once possessed. A dozen roses on the pavement laid to rest. Pull the trigger cause he's left us no recourse.
Wait, what?
His brain has a sickness, so kill it at the source.
What? What the what? Is his sister even real? A demon? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to say. I need to know what the going on. I thought things were getting better. That was scary. I think it's about the dark thoughts coming back. It felt like a relapse. I'm starting to wonder even who Christy is now. I don't know. Next song, please. Next song. We're just gonna curtain call time. Taking a minute to calm down. I'm really invested in this like storyline that I'm kind of feeling here. I'm really appreciative of things getting my attention like this and getting me emotionally invested so fast. All right, curtain call.
Springtime.
Ah.
Bourbon do cure my pain.
Oh no, though.
Give me some price to pay.
Ooh. shot, but he sounds so good, but this is so upsetting. This is so overwhelming. What the dude? Sorry. That was devastating, and that might be my favorite song so far. Okay, Jesus, that hit on both like substance abuse, but also like depression, 100%. Like it was that harmony that was starting to kick in at the beginning, calling it limbo, and like, give me a price to pay, punish me, something, make this nothing go away. That was 100% about like depression or mental illness, or even just like self-medicating. Like that was nuts. And he sounds so goddamn good. And someone super got murdered in the middle of that. I'm not okay with that, Zach. Like you can't, please, like let's go outside and let's think about flowers. Holy shit. But that was so good. Like I love just feeling this like churning like conflict, and it's like you're just thrashing about emotionally, like trying to just desperately hang on to something. Like you're not even thrashing, like you're flailing, like you're reaching for just leverage, something to ground you. This song was so all over the place emotionally because that's where the character's at. That's what this is. It's just articulated so well and then executed so beautifully. Thank you, and good for you for also hitting on these things, because it scares me how kind of real this feels. I don't know if this is autobiographical. Someone will tell me in the comments, so thank you in advance. You could almost feel it being therapeutic. It's a little too spot on for me to not think in some way, on some level, an element isn't autobiographical, but like, thank you for expressing this 100%. Like that feeling of just having no anchorage, and just you're feeling nothing, and then you're feeling everything, but even the everything feels like nothing because it's too much when you're going from like a 0 to a 3,000. And like, again, because some of these previous tracks have been about turning to substances instead of acknowledging your pain or your feelings, and then to have something like this that's so obviously about your pain and your feelings, or about pain and feelings, it's kind of wonderful that it exists, but it's so heartbreaking that it even does. No, they can't look away. Like, you know, if it's called A Picture Perfect Hollywood Heartbreak, yeah, so this person's like a celebrity or dated a celebrity, so now that kind of puts him in the spotlight. Yeah, take a bow, they won't look away. Like you're putting on a show for them, or like you feel like you're like, people are getting amused by watching this, like almost repulsed by the fact that people are like this sucked into your personal life. That got intense. It put me in this pocket where like I felt myself maneuvering around this world with the song emotionally. Voided feeling, and then it just fills up so fast, and then it's just rock, and it's hard, and it's high notes, and it sways in the music after being so like just cold. Then it's just on fire hot. That might be my favorite so far. And next we have Interlude 4, Showtime.
Welcome home. It's just you and me now. The world is ours.
No, it isn't.
Connie?
I saved him. I held him till the moment he died.
You choked him out of his own goddamn mind. They'll all know one leader's fate. Show's about to start. Don't be late.
What the fuck? Are these all voices in his head? Is he going crazy? Was that Connie? I'm so impressed and like blown away dead inside. Okay, so someone did die, and they're saying it like, I'm thinking back to the shadow with the hands that used to be his. That, give me a second. So Juanita's his ex-girlfriend. Christy is a voice in his head? Or maybe it's the pill or something that he was talking about. Like maybe it's like not being properly medicated or self-medicating, and so then it's like the voices in your head. Now it's starting to fill with like rage. It's like the tempo's starting to like pick up, but like the phrasing's starting to get a lot shorter, so it feels more intense. It feels like you're convincing somebody of something. It feels like you're on like this manic kind of like rambling almost. I need to know if that was Connie or not. That sounded like her. If not, that's eerie. It is! Oh, I'm a super fan. I don't even think I know fully what's happening. I don't even know if I'm right. It sounds like he's just going nuts. Like, it sounds like he's just working himself into like a rage. Maybe these are voices in his head. It was the distortion in her voice towards the end. Like, it was real fast, but I'm wondering if they're even real. I'm so sucked into this right now. That is so cool. What is this? It feels like, yeah, a lot about mental illness, you know, to the point of needing assistance and like leaning more towards substance, self-medicating, but also about like heartbreak. Now it feels like obsession. It feels like it's just escalated. It's festered so much more than you thought, and now it's almost getting into like a feeling of psychosis. Like, it's so engaging. Like, this is weird. I had no idea it was this kind of a concept album. I feel like I got hit with like a psychological thriller plot twist. This is nuts. All right, War. Oh, good God, y'all, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. War. Ooh. Hello?
What? You didn't know? So this is war!
Whoa. Wasn't expecting this kind of a sound. Wow.
Talk about depression and chemical abuse is a nuisance. Feeling useless, hey, take this, you can use it.
Whoa.
Slander, propaganda, groovy. Cause this is war.
Whoa.
I'll be damned if I can finish what I start.
Whoo. Sir.
But I'm anyway.
Woo. Sir. What the That was, I don't even know. That felt so personal, but also the brass gave it this feeling of like victory or triumph, finally coming to terms with things, stepping out and making a statement, fighting back. Your album hasn't come out. You barely wrote the songs anyway. It makes me think back to Phantom Love, and there were a couple lines throughout the EP where it was alluding to something like you wanted your heart to get broken so it could benefit you, and it's like, did she date him and have this hard relationship so she could write about it, like using him, and then kind of throwing it back in her face where it's like, well, now I have all this experience to write on because of what you put me through, not glorifying the experience, almost like wishing it away. I have no idea. That like, here's my music, where's yours? Like that was, ooh, I don't know, man. It feels like a part of it is realizing how much you've progressed and you've gained, but like still wanting to stand up for yourself. It's like, fine, you want to fight? Let's fight. Like, you don't want me to stoop to your level because what I have to say is gonna hurt more because I'm in a better place than you. I'm progressing, I'm succeeding, I'm starting to move forward. That just, it felt like a very different vibe from the rest of the EP, but it felt like this is what it was leading to. There's something also very mature in the writing of it too. Like, I find it kind of funny you want to keep this feud running, but I'm glad I'm on your mind. To your new boy, let he be warned, you're her new toy for blood and gore. Yeah, like, that kind of makes sense now with the feeling of like, she was just in this relationship hoping to like be inspired through pain or have like heartbreak songs or something. I could be way off base there. Almost being angry when things are good, so you need to like shake things up so you have something to be negative about. Yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting, especially the expression as a weapon. I do choose to abuse it. Check the presses on my record, feel where my groove is. Talk about depression and chemical abuses and nooses, feeling useless. Hey, take this, you could use it. Cry about how you'll never make it. Goodness gracious, we've been waiting for your album for ages. No traces, and baby, they already ran out of patience. It has this really oddly satisfying feeling of like realizing that as hard as your life has gotten or hard as these obstacles are, once you understand them and once you can forge these intense emotions and experiences into like forms of expression, just realizing through that how much he's grown. See yourself on the other side of this arc and journey. But holy crap, his voice, and that had such a strange fusion of all these different genres and sounds. I absolutely loved it. Like, it felt real. Like, it felt like so many different emotions all kind of combining into one, which makes everything just feel more organic and genuine because nothing's ever just, oh, like, I'm happy, grr, I'm angry. Emotions are so much more real than that, so then to have them feel so complex with all these different layers musically and in the performance, it made it just feel so real. I'm so confused by some parts of it, but I really liked that. I feel like I would get a lot more out of it listening to it again as a whole. Holy crap, like I feel like you really feel this journey where like it starts as so typical as like a breakup, but like you start to really go through that healing process of like delving deeper, and it's like suddenly it's not even about the breakup, it's about you, like who you are when your chips are low, or you have this illusion that your chips are low, and then you start reaching for substances and pushing out answers and putting on a fake face because you feel like you're being exposed by others, or you want to put on a front for others so they don't worry about you, or that you can't be genuine with them because you don't want to feel like you're losing a breakup. And it starts to become about everything but the breakup. It feels like it's about the steps after that, the person who you are when the chips are down, what defines you as a human. And I really love that. Like I thought this was going to be maybe like a neo-noir kind of like story-based thing, but I never expected it to go this deep and touch on so many real things, like so many of the side effects of not taking care of yourself, not checking in, not acknowledging what you're feeling because you want to put on a front for others, or you don't want to show weakness, you don't want other people to worry about you. That breakdown, and suddenly you're deteriorating from the inside, you're reaching for the wrong solutions, you're reaching for substances, barely able to grasp letting your own feelings out and digest them. And I love how it becomes this lesson in wellness and then ends in such a climactic way of realizing, how much further you've grown. It's oddly meta because the end of his EP ends with him talking about having finished an album. So I wonder if it's him acknowledging how therapeutic it was to write about these kind of emotions, or if this is based on a real experience, because there's something about like that meta layer to it that I really like. But god damn, his voice is good. Like even the music has a life of its own, and it matches this crazy current and rush of emotions. I really enjoyed that. It just blew me away. I'm sorry if there isn't a lot of reaction in this video. I'm not gonna like push it and fake it. Like I didn't want to make sound. I just wanted to take in the sound coming for me. Like I felt like there were so many little details and I didn't want to miss them. And it's just also, it's very jarring to hear his voice, but his voice is so good. Good for you, Zach. This is amazing. Mr. Callison'S, sir, you told a fantastic and gripping story through this EP. I really liked that, and I commend you for forwarding these cries of self-examination to others, and I hope you found the peace and solution you were looking for, if this is indeed a therapeutic project like I theorized. Wow. That was a lot. But yeah, there you guys go. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like the video if you did. Subscribe if you want more. Let me know if there's more things you want me to listen to. I'll be doing episodes on Steven Universe Future as they drop and as they show up in my streaming service season pass subscription thing. But I just want to say thank you so much for watching, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you, every like, every click, every sub, and take care of yourselves, please.